You know, although 2014 may be over, and for me it was, for the most part, a little bit underwhelming, I have to admit that for the last couple of days of the year were undoubtedly some of not only the best days of the entire year, but probably some of the best days I've enjoyed of my life in a very long time. And I can't think of a better topic to talk about than my trip to Skillcon for my 700th video. Well, what's up, you guys? Brian here at 3TR, and today is a very special video because I kind of want just to share with you guys my experience at 2014 Skillcon convention. I just kind of want to go over a couple things that I did, a couple things that happened, a couple people I met, and why I really kind of learned about myself. As I have to admit that although 2014 was just not really one of the best years, I have to say going to this convention was undoubtedly the best decision I ever made. So starting off real simple with kind of what I did before the convention is I kind of had to go downtown to the Strip, which, you know, for those of you that know what Vegas is really known about, it's downtown Strip. And despite the fact that I've been in Vegas for 20 years, I really rarely ever get a chance to go down there. So I went down there to the Strip and just kind of scouted out the area so I kind of knew what to do over the next 2 days. And while I was down there, I found out there's actually a video game bar called Insert Coins, which you can see here. And, you know, for someone who's kind of not very social and doesn't really get to go out more, I think that for 2015, I think I'm going to spend a lot more time going down there, because with the kind of bus routes that they have here, I kind of was a bit surprised of how easy and how quick I can actually get down there despite not having a car yet, even though I have a license now. So hopefully you will be seeing a much more lighter side to me for 2015, because I'll definitely be spending a lot more time down there and hopefully getting to meet other gamers like myself. So going on to the very first day of Skillcon for me, I happened to go to this little meeting room where I met a few cosplayers, and they were kind of talking about what modeling was like for the gaming business, and you know, they're all three of them are really cool, very interesting cosplays. I didn't fortunately get a chance to get any video or pictures, but I did get a chance to meet one of them, and her name is Rachel Lara, and she's really cool. I spent a good amount of time talking to her, and she actually has kind of encouraged me to give cosplaying a second try. And yes, I have actually tried it before. I'm not going to post pictures of what I did, but for those of you that have known me long enough, you know what I tried and why I felt it was a complete disaster and what eventually ended up happening to the cosplay itself. So the first day was pretty light. I happened to visit the expose hall, which it was pretty much just a mixture of multiple people with different skills, and there was a gaming setup in the center, and there was people that were teaching people how to juggle more than, you know, 2 items. They were, you know, juggling pins, they were juggling balls, they were juggling rings. It was, and I know that doesn't really sound all that interesting, but it's actually quite impressive that they can do all these kind of twists and turns and spins. I mean, these are things that I could never do, you know, and I claim to be really good at a lot of things, but, you know, that's outside of gaming, not much. And really the first day was pretty light. I mean, I played a couple games. They had a lot of fighting games. They had a lot of Street Fighter. They had Injustice. They had PlayStation All Stars, and I got to play with a lot of really cool people. And there were even some indie companies there, kind of showing off their games. So the first day was actually pretty enjoyable, and then we jumped to the next day, which was, you know, New Year's Eve. And I pretty much did a lot of the same. I kind of walked around, got to talk to a lot of the expo people just on their certain skills. There were a lot of yo-yo masters there, and while I was there, I actually happened to meet 2 very special people that I'm glad I got to meet them and spend as much time as I did with them, because they really did make going to that convention completely worth it. And for those of you that don't already know, I got a chance to meet Rachel Moore and her boyfriend Seth. And for those of you that don't know, Rachel Moore is the very person who actually inspired the 3TR channel. And I've been saying that for years, so why you don't know that already, I'm a bit surprised. And Rachel and Seth are just unquestionably some of the nicest people I have ever met. I mean, the first time I met Rachel was at E3 of 2013, and the first time I met her there, you know, I was kind of nervous, and I kind of felt like just a really weird fanboy. But this time around, I really did feel like a legitimate friend, and I actually spent hours with them. We talked about all kinds of things. We talked about gaming. I actually got their opinion on what they thought about the new Star Wars coming out, and I'm not going to go over what they said, but I was actually a bit surprised on their thoughts on it. And we walked around a lot. We took a lot of really great pictures, and we actually got a chance to spend the evening together, and we talked about a lot of things. And I actually got to challenge Seth to this really interesting primitive side scroller, which I believe it was called hang on, I got the name right here. I'm sorry. It was Nidhogg, which apparently Seth was an expert in, and it was this really primitive game where you're playing as two people with swords and you're kind of poking at each other, trying to kill each other, and it's a side scroller. And I have to say that Seth really is quite good at that game, although I was able to kind of beat him back, and the match actually went on pretty long. It felt like 10-15 minutes. He eventually ended up winning, and if I ever get a chance to meet him again, I want to challenge him to another game, and hopefully I can beat him at that. And we also got a chance to kind of sit down and watch this talent show, which, was quite impressive. I mean, they had sign flippers. They had hula hoops, spinners. And they even had DJs and a lot of real talented people. It was a really interesting experience. And although it wasn't very big, I'm actually kind of happy that there weren't a lot of people there, because it was very contained, and therefore it made it a lot easier to kind of be able to talk to other people. And I actually did a lot of first things hanging out with Steph and Rachel, because while they went off to go get something, I actually got a chance to play an Xbox One for the first time. And I actually got a chance to play Far Cry 4. That was a very first for me. I had not played an Xbox One, and I had never played a Far Cry game. And after playing Far Cry on an Xbox One, I'm going to officially state right now that I will be getting an Xbox One, hopefully for the next 2 months. And so this is going to be the very first Xbox I've ever picked up for Microsoft. So that's going to be a first. And what I really learned about my experience about going to Skillcon and hanging out with Rachel and Seth was that I really need to start getting out more. That has always been my biggest problem. I'm always kind of by myself, and a lot of things I do even here on the channel is really by myself. But the one thing I have noticed, hanging out with them, is I'm definitely in a much better state of mind. I'm much more comfortable, and I feel a lot better and more confident about myself when I'm surrounded by people who are confident too. And that's definitely one of the big things that I'm going to work on for 2015. I'm going to be a lot more social. I hope to get to meet some of you guys out there, because you guys are some of the best viewers there is on YouTube, if not the best. And you guys continue to encourage me to better myself, and I don't want to have to go back to the way I was, because Brian Finney for the last couple of years has been a very just depressive and just uninteresting person, and he's become a person that even I've come to very dislike. I don't want to be that kind of person again, and I think that hanging out with Seth and Rachel has really taught me of all the benefits you can have by being a very, very positive person, and I have those two very wonderful people to thank for that. And so with that, I would just like to kind of close off by saying thank you, Rachel and Steph, if you happen to see this video, for making New Year's and probably my trip to Skillcon amazing. I will definitely be going to Skillcon again next year, or technically this year since it's 2015. I will be attempting some cosplays, and I will be uploading a video going over the top 5 cosplays I plan to do either this year or in the coming future. And instead of giving off my regular closing off outro, I decided that I would share with you this very exclusive video that I did, an outro with Rachel, kind of just showing off how amazing she is, and I will be leaving a link to her channel in the description down below. Be sure to check out her channel because she is incredibly awesome and sweet, and I hope you guys get a chance to meet her because I cannot wait to meet her again too. And if she happens to see this video, we still have a match of DDR, and I plan on kicking your butt as I told you in person. So again, thank you guys. I hope you really enjoyed this video. Be sure to like, comment down below, and subscribe. And here's my outro, and I will see you next time. What's up again, guys? Brian here at 3TR, and the moment has finally come, as I've been talking about for the past 3 months. I'm finally going to get a video, a very personal, inspired 3TR channel, and after 3 years and thousands of subscribers later, here she is, the lovely Rachel Moore.
Hi, everybody!
So, Rachel, how does it feel being the inspiration for one of the coolest channels on YouTube?
It's amazing. It's amazing. Thank you so much. It is the coolest channel on YouTube. Way cooler than mine.
Oh, no. She's way better. She's got like 60-something thousand. I'm only at like 3, so I think
You're a
she's
better talker than I am.
No, I think you're a lot better than I am.
I ramble a lot.
Well, my legs are shaking right now, so.
So am I, but that's just because it's cold. We'll just tell everybody it's really cold. It is actually cold in Vegas
Yeah,
right
it's
now.
actually a lot colder than it usually is.
It's like been below freezing some days.
I know.
It was supposed to have snowed last night, but it
Yeah, I was like snow down here in Vegas. Not seen it in years.
those news people teased us.
Oh yeah, that's crazy.
I was excited. What can you do?
Well, I will be sure to leave a link to her channel down below because she's certainly a lot cooler than I am. And if you like this video, feel free to like, comment down below, and please subscribe to keep track of me and her channel. And like always, thank you guys for watching, and thank you, Rachel, for inspiring 3TR.
Thank you so much. Thank you. He's great, you guys.